everyone, Miss Destries here again. I have been seeing um, lately a trend of parents talking about how important it is for kids to learn cursive, and they reminisce about how they learned cursive and how great it was. And some kids are learning cursive in school, and their teachers are finding a way to squeeze it in, and a lot of kids aren't. And there's a lot of opinions, and I think most of them kind of agree that cursive is awesome and kids should be learning it in school. Um, I think cursive is awesome, but I think that there's something more important than cursive right now that's being overlooked in schools. Um, Not by any fault of anybody except for time. As someone who has taught in a classroom before, I can tell you that there is never enough time to go over all the material that you were supposed to go over, especially if you're trying to follow any sort of state standards. I really strived to follow those standards, and I really wanted to cover everything I was supposed to and everything I wanted to, and there just isn't time. A lot of times teachers don't get time allotted in their day for social studies and science, and you have to choose, and you have to constantly make compromises as to how you're going to prioritize things. And a lot of times, especially when you have students that might be a little bit behind, cursive is just it's laughable to think about it because when you have students that really need that extra support in reading and math, and you're still trying to squeeze in social studies and science, cursive is really hard to get to. But now a lot of kids are at home and they're remote learning, and a lot of parents are seeing up close what it means, and they're seeing the time that it takes to teach reading and to teach math and to teach writing. And parents are becoming more invested in their students and their children's education, and it's so cool to see them entering in this world of teaching. I love it. So as parents enter into this world of teaching, just like any other teacher, you need to make priorities and figure out, okay, what are we going to focus on? What are we going to spend our time on? How are we going to find that balance? So, you could see the title of this video is typing the new, why typing is the new cursive. And I have this chart here, cursive and typing. As a mom who has recently watched her children do online school for the first time and see how they perform with students, one of the things that really struck me was that my kids don't know how to type. I'm watching them. All their assignments are online now, like most kids, and even in school, right? There's going to be technology for the rest of their lives. There's going to be technology, and I'm watching them type on the keyboard like this, like you know. Being somebody that is, I worked in the private sector for quite a while. I was in different businesses, and I felt like my typing gave me a huge advantage in the amount of work I was able to accomplish. Even as a teacher, the amount of work I was able to accomplish. Every single thing that I did, my typing skills helped me be just that much more efficient than the next person. And I saw coworkers of mine struggling to get through very simple tasks on the computer in terms of time, because it would take them forever as adults to type something that would take me 2 seconds to type, because I was super lucky, and we had a Tandy computer when I was in school, and my mom had a floppy disk with a typing program on it, a typing game that I used to play, and I actually learned how to type the right way. And I'm in my mid-30s still. But a lot of people my age didn't learn to type the right way, and Some people did, some people got lucky like me and they got a really great program at school or a really great program at home, or they took a typing class. But if you haven't taken a typing class, this might be something that you really struggle with. And I want you to really think, if you had to choose between knowing cursive and being a proficient typer, what do you think is the most important thing? So I'm going to make the case for typing. So cursive is great. You can do things like write checks. Okay, if you could write in cursive, you could write checks and you can sign your name. Although you don't need to, you could still learn to sign your name without knowing all the letters, right? Learning how to read cursive is important, and that'll come. But when it comes to typing, right now, in order for kids to do their schoolwork, they need to type. When they get a job, they're going to need to make a resume. They're going to need to type. When they, my tech just fell out. When they get their first job, they're going to have to type at work. When they want to write an email to somebody, personal or not, they're going to have to know how to type. In all of these areas, in every single area of your life, you're going to need to know how to type. So my point is I really believe that kids should be taking this opportunity at home to learn how to type. And you might be thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have time for that. How the heck am I going to do that? No worries. There are so many websites out there that will help your children with this for free. There's some you could pay for, but there's a lot of websites out there that will teach your children to type correctly, all by themselves. My favorite website, and I'm not being paid to tell you this, is called Typetastic. And I just created a little spreadsheet, because I like spreadsheets, where my kids can keep track of their progress. And I just started this a few weeks ago with them. I am not ahead of the game by any means. I was just really alarmed at their typing skills, and I kind of saw like, oh my gosh, they're going to really struggle with writing if everything that they're going to write is going to be on the computer. So cursive is out the window. They need to be able to type. So yeah, they actually really, really like Typetastic. It starts with the right hand on those home keys, then you do the left hand, then you do both, then you do the upper row, and then you do this one, and it's just very, very baby steps, and they just get so excited when they pass those levels. And there's other computer, if you just Google typing games, kids, there's ones where they can race against each other that get really competitive and fun. So I would just really recommend looking into some of these websites and really pay attention to how your child is typing, because kids develop habits, and these habits are really hard to change. So now is just a really great time to kind of invest in that skill. If you want to teach cursive too, more power to you. I'm not against cursive. I'm just thinking, if we're going to be prioritizing our time here, and our kids are already doing A, B, C, D, and we're trying to, a lot of parents, like myself, are trying to supplement and say, okay, social studies is a little weak, let's see if we can supplement and throw some stuff in, or this science, I think I can make this more hands-on. Or if you're one of those types of parents that actually has that kind of time to invest, especially, please look at those priorities and know that typing is up there. And if you still have time for cursive, go for it. But that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Oh my gosh, the weekend is over. I hope you have a great week. Bye.